So I wanted to address something that's often misunderstood in spiritual circles, that's often misunderstood on the path that leads to spiritual awakening. And it's this, is that we often confuse professionalism with sainthood. What I mean by this is you go online and you see a bunch of videos that are by professional spiritual awakening teachers. And I'm one of them that present themselves in a calm, cool, collected, peaceful, and oftentimes eloquent, pure, and beautiful way. And we confuse this delivery. We confuse the content and the way that they're delivering it, which is professional, with who they are, which isn't necessarily as perfect or as pure or as contained and blissed out, peaceful as you would imagine or think. So we confuse professionalism with sainthood. And this is really my whole shtick, is to bring this misconception to light. So this is why one of the reasons that I call what I teach blue collar enlightenment, and one of the reasons that look at me, I'm sort of some hybrid. I wear a baseball cap and I wear a jacket. The jacket is saying, yeah, I'm professional, but at the same time, the baseball cap says, I'm also just like you and down to earth. And so it's a sort of fine balance, and we can be confused by this. I have sat with many a teacher where, boy, I just couldn't imagine anyone being any more eloquent or well-spoken or direct or true. And what that does is, like it or not, you're going to fabricate a story about that person in the back of your head that says that if they're speaking this way on the outside, then that must be exactly who they are on the inside, and a huge gap gets created. A huge gap between where you think they are, where you think you are, and the attainability of what they have. And they're just more and more, either consciously or unconsciously, they're beginning to look like a saint. It's a tough one, because we all want to believe in superheroes. We all want to believe that attaining some sort of ultimate freedom and perfection is possible. And so we cast our shadow upon others. We project our imaginative fantasies upon others. And we're really just, again, confusing professionalism with sainthood. Go to a local retail store that's a good retail store. Let's say, I'll use an example of one here in Charlottesville that's called Oil and Vinegar or Wine and Vinegar or something. They sell high-end wines and a lot of high-end vinegars. Okay, so it's at a shopping center that's well-to-do. You go in there and they're very professional. They're very clear-eyed, direct, positive, informative, helpful, and all around clear and of service to you. What I just described there was someone who is teaching awakening. Clear, direct, of service to you. So that's just basic professionalism. And I'm that way too. You have to be to communicate something that you want. If you're in the business of education and business of service, you have to communicate clearly and directly. But in the case of spiritual awakening, I think part of the lesson needs to be this blue-collar, drinking and smoking and down to earth and cussing and potty mouth. And in other words, show a little of the rough side, show a little of the rough around the edges. Ask my wife if I'm a saint And I guarantee you get a no at the top of her lungs. Ask my son, or my mom and dad, or some of my friends. I mean, do I speak clearly and eloquently at all times? Am I in a state of utter bliss and peace at all times? Am I calm, cool, and collected at all times? No way. Am I making myself clear? I get stressed. I can feel sad. People who are awake have normal range of emotions. And this can be confusing. It really can be. I think oftentimes we look to spiritual awakening like we want to get a spiritual lobotomy, an enlightenment lobotomy, let's call it. Like we're just going to cut something off and we're just forever going to be in this complete free state. That isn't going to happen any more than you're going to sprout wings and fly. Any more than you're going to be a saint. So that's all. That's all. It's a simple lesson. Stop confusing professionalism with sainthood. It's really great to go sit with many professional awakening teachers. This is exactly what I did. But you get close enough to them. Go pick them up at the airport. Go check out what they're doing backstage. And you will find that they're much like you. And they're much like me. And they're real people too, with faults and foibles. And it's I guess, where is the but, where is the okay, but what is the difference, but how is it that, there's always that part, right? There's that, and here it is. It's really easy. These faults and these foibles and this ego part, this mind part, the identity of who we are part, is secondary. It's there, but when you're awake, it more or less plays second fiddle to a deeper truth. To a deeper truth. But in no way does that ostracize, push away, or eliminate any of the parts of you that are limited and that are subject to the normal range of emotions. So you can relax. You don't need to be a saint. You can bring all of those worries, all those faults and stresses and the parts of you that are broken, and the parts that seem unmanageable, those can be welcomed right into awakening. And you will see that someday that you too will become a professional, but not a saint. I think that works for now. I'm going to go grab a beer and my fishing pole, head down to the lake, and catch a few fish on this very unsaintly day in Central Virginia. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.